Head coach Shaka Smart, senior Juvonte Reddic and Treveon brand coach. You got to open the statement.
It's a great college basketball game. Salle really battled, and we had that lead early. They came back, and I thought played really, really well for the majority of regulation. And outplayed us in a lot of ways, but I thought our guys hung in there, responded to adversity really well. We were down 6 or 8 with 3, 4, 5 minutes left, and we hung in there. I think we forced a couple turnovers, which helped us. And then these two guys were phenomenal. For them to combine for 61 points, that gives us a great chance to win. And the way they rebounded, we obviously have a smaller team, but the way they rebounded, that allowed us to out-rebound the Salle by 7, which that was just as important as anything.
Questions?
How can you talk about Treveon just giving him the ball at the top, and just letting him take his man down the lane almost repeatedly?
Yeah.
On the mismatch.
We just like that matchup. Not necessarily just against LaSalle. I mean, we like that matchup against most of the teams we play. Basketball it's a simple game in that you want your best players to take the most shots. And tonight, Juvonte and Trey combined for 40 shots. So, obviously we played 2 extra sessions, but if those guys can get, in a regulation game, 25, 30 shots, that's phenomenal. And for them to get 40 shots, and then they had to put him away. And Trey's he's a hard guy to guard on the perimeter. He's strong. He's good with the basketball, and they did a great job.
Shaka, your thoughts on Salle against your defense? They had 16 turnovers, but in double overtime against you guys, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they've got really good guards. So for us to turn them over 16 times in 50 minutes, I'll take that because they're a tough team to deal with. I thought our guys did a good job of pressing today without necessarily forcing turnovers. I did think there was a cumulative effect. Both teams certainly were tired by the end, but for an all-conference player like Duran to have to play the entire game except for 1 minute, hopefully that wore him down a little bit. But LaSalle's got great guards, as good as any team in our league. Garland was a bear to handle. We talked about him and prepared for him, but he was better than we thought.
I can talk about your resolve and the fight that you had after you had kind of control of the game at one point. You lost the momentum, and then you were able to come back in the last.
Yeah, the resolve is a credit to these 2 guys, Juvonte Weber, Rob Brandenburg. They kept our team together. I did think that there were times in the first half, after we got a lead, at halftime, and certainly in the second half, where we got a little frustrated and didn't respond particularly well. But then the last 6 minutes or so, you could see the look on these guys' faces, like, hey, we're going to hang in there, we're going to do this together. If one guy made a mistake, the other guys lifted him up. And that's what you need on the road against a good team.
Any questions for student athletes?
Treveon, talk about your matchup and just your mindset going, taking the ball to the hoop very aggressively.
Really just attacking, kind of aggressive little tie game and taking what the defense gave me. I mean, if the 3 was open, I took the 3, and if they was up on me, made a move to get to the basket. I mean, just being aggressive, like coaches and my teammates keep telling me, just play aggressive and things come through.
Were you having plays called for you at that point?
Yeah, it was plays called for me, and then sometimes we break off on the play and I just attack if I saw something.
Any other questions?
Thanks, guys.